Is this what your summer camp was like? Well, my camp was just the opposite. And these are the people that lived it and the stories that tell it. No, really, this was my camp.
All right, so the nurse up in camp, I don't know what the qualifications were to actually become a nurse. I think you had to have a pulse and a, that might have been it.
The nurse.
How big could that possibly be?
She was fucking taken away in a straitjacket. Right? She was fucking loony.
No, really. This was my camp.
It was July 5th.
Mid-80s, sometime around there.
86-ish. It was 86.
We kind of were like nocturnal and came alive at night a bit. So,
We went traveling the night before.
maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night. And what traveling is when you leave your bunk at night to go hook up with the girls.
We all grew up together, we all traveled together.
We were drinking vodka and orange juice out of containers, and we were firing off bottle rockets.
And we got caught.
Being deep shit.
We forgot that no one was watching the kids. So there was 40, 50 kids, and we were all up the hill. We're supposed to be responsible. We obviously weren't. There must have been about 7 of us that got caught that day.
And they wanted to make an example out of all of the CITs.
We were getting the boot. We were getting tossed out of camp. So as a punishment,
We found ourselves on the White House porch.
White House porch for, I don't know,
2-3 hours,
4 hours.
3 or 4 hours.
I'd probably say about 6 hours.
Awaiting our fate. The best analogy is it's like Mordor from Lord of the Rings. You do not want to go there.
You are not allowed to go near. You shouldn't even really look at it.
It was this old farmhouse.
This sacred place.
People stayed there that were important. People who belonged to the camp, the White House.
This house that you just had to look at and walk past every day.
At our camp, if you had a broken arm, cancer, stitches, poison ivy, no matter what it was, you got calamine lotion and Tylenol. That was it.
There were stories that there were problems with her. There's a roll?
Nurse proceeded to rip her scabs off.
She was seen putting on a wedding dress in the middle of the night and walking out down to the young boys' camp.
The rest of the camp was gone. They were actually in the dining room. They were having lunch.
And I saw the nurse.
Kind of losing her shit a bit.
In which there was a lot of yelling.
We were inside this porch, so we could see out. I remember being a really sunny day, but she couldn't see in.
She's walking down the street, and all of a sudden I saw
2 of the old timers came by.
And we were all standing on the screen like this on the White House porch watching.
I remember specifically one of the guys saying, "You need to calm down." And she looked at him and said,
"Get the fuck away from me, you motherfuckers!"
"Do you want to fuck me? Is that it? You want to fuck me?"
You want to fuck me. I know you want to fuck me. You know, it's like this satanic, she was out of her mind.
I think there's a problem with the nurse.
Holy shit, did you fucking just see that?
Whoa, look at that, look at that.
The nurse was going crazy.
I gotta admit, we were a little frightened of her.
There was commotion about.
And then we heard a helicopter.
It's a terrible, it's a terrible job I just did of what a helicopter should sound like. I remember this fucking helicopter lands.
And literally take out this woman in a straitjacket.
He couldn't fucking believe it.
The nurse at her camp was
Completely fucking batshit crazy.
The helicopter came down and whoop, took her away.
or putting her, I don't know, maybe handcuffs. I don't even know what the hell happened. But she was taken away. And she was airlifted out of the camp.
Where she went doesn't really matter. This is what we did in the summertime. This is our summertime fun.
We just witnessed some crazy shit going down. We might not get thrown out of camp, depending on how this goes.
And I think we might be okay.
camp management dealing with all this other shit diffused the situation. They're like, you know what? We can't get rid of all the counselors now. There's just a traumatic event that just went on at the camp.
They would lose half of their staff by getting rid of us because we went traveling to the girls' camp.
Like God stepping in and helping us. Something's going on.
Something had to happen at that moment.
They're not sending us home. We're not going home anymore. We know way too much.
And asked us if we wanted to go home or not.
So then they made us like CIT minuses. I don't even know what the hell they call us.
They said to us, whatever you do, please don't tell anybody in the dining room what just happened. And I remember walking into that dining room that day, and one of my relatives said to me, Neil, what just happened? And I said, well, I'm not supposed to say anything, but the fucking nurse just got taken away in a straitjacket.
As a punishment.
They took any responsibility that we actually had in camp.
We basically did whatever we wanted to do.
Completely opposite of what punishment should be. We couldn't believe we were back together again.
So the really like just incredible thing was the fact that the person most specifically responsible for our health, safety, and welfare was completely insane.
We left 40 kids unsupervised while we went probably go up to try to hook up with some chicks.
It was my best summer ever.
Walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet.